Hi, boys and girls. It's Mrs. Barnes. I hope you're all doing well. I miss you guys. And I wanted to just read you a story today. And I picked out The Circus Ship by Chris Van Dusen. He is a Maine author, and I love this story because I love the illustrations in it, and I love the fact that it takes um, it's a story that takes place in Maine, or an event that happened in Maine, near Portland, Maine, in 1836, of a ship carrying circus animals and what happened to them. So this is just a retelling with a little bit of imaginative aspects added into it. So the circus ship. 5 miles off the coast of Maine and slightly overdue, a circus ship was steaming south in fog as thick as stew. On board were 15 animals who traveled to and fro. The next day it was Boston for another circus show. See all sorts of animals on the ship. The captain, Mr. Carrington, was honest and sincere. He thought that they should drop the hook and wait for things to clear. But Mr. Payne, the circus boss, was terribly demanding. He stomped up to the helm where Captain Carrington was standing and screamed, "Don't stop, keep going. I've got a show to do. Just get me down to Boston town tomorrow, sir, by 2." You can see he does not look very nice. He has a mean face on. Then came a crash, an awful bash. Things flew into the air. I thought I skipped a page, sorry. The ship had smashed into a ledge that no one knew was there. You can see all the animals flying into the water. The shattered ship began to tip and then sank without a sound. The splashing, thrashing animals swam round and round and round. The captain said to Mr. Payne, "Pray tell, what shall we do? We can't just leave them here to drown. We've got to save them, too." "The animals?" yelled Mr. Payne. "Why, sir, what are you, daft? It's me that you should rescue. Pull me up into the raft. Now ferry me to safety, sir, before I die of cold. Don't question me," barked Mr. Payne. "Just do as you are told." And there he is, getting lifted up into the boat. And I don't know, but how you might feel about him leaving his animals behind. I was kind of sad. I didn't think that was very nice at all. Through chilly water all night long the animals swam on until they reached an island beach just before the dawn. They pulled themselves up on the shore, bedraggled, cold, and beat, then staggered to the village on weary, wobbly feet. Oh, and look at them. They're so tired from swimming. Oh, boy. The people in the neighborhood had just begun to rise, and when they saw those animals, they had to rub their eyes. They thought they saw an elephant, but wait, how could that be? And what's that little monkey doing in the cherry tree? Everyone looks very surprised. Can you imagine looking out your window and seeing a monkey in a tree? Soon animals were everywhere and into everything. "There's an ostrich in the outhouse. There's a hippo in the spring. There's a tiger in the tulips. There's a lion on the lawn. There's a python in the pantry." It went on and on and on. Mr. Hood was stacking wood and nearly jumped a mile when he found the alligator sleeping on his pile, and Mrs. Dotty Daly, who grew daisies by the bunch. discovered that the zebra had been eating them for lunch. And Miss Fanny Feeney found, according to the rumors, the silly little circus monkey swinging in her bloomers. Oh my, see everything hanging out and the monkey's in her bloomers. But everything changed quickly like the turning of the tide, the night the abbot's shed caught fire with Emma Rose inside. From high above the abbot's farm, the tiger saw the shed. The sight of smoke and fire triggered something in his head. He'd jumped through flames 1,000 times back in his circus days. So he ran past all the people and he leapt into the blaze. There's the tiger going right into the fire. So brave. Then everybody panicked. Help, help, what can we do? When from the raging fire something big burst into view. It was the most amazing sight, and everybody froze when they saw the tiger saving little Emma Rose. And there you see she's riding on the back of a tiger. Can you imagine riding on the back of a tiger? Wow. The tiger's risky rescue changed everybody's mind. The animals weren't bothersome. The animals were kind. And so they lived together side by side. They got along. It didn't seem like anything could possibly go wrong. Then little Red the messenger came running with the word. Apparently a circus ship had sunk from what he'd heard. The animals are from that boat they swam in from the bay. The greedy owner wants them back. He'll be here any day. So the people called a meeting and they quickly hatched a plan. No animal that came ashore would sail off with that man. They don't want that mean man to take the animals because they didn't treat them very nicely. He didn't, so. The next day at the crack of dawn, a ship was at the pier, and up the lane marched Mr. Payne, whose voice was loud and clear. I am the circus owner. My ship sank in the murk. I've come to find my animals and put them back to work. And there he is, marching up to look for his animals. He hiked until he came into the center of the town. His face was red, he scratched his head. He stood there with a frown. Mr. Payne looked high and low, but still he couldn't see the 15 circus animals of his menagerie. Now this is where you have to find 15 hidden animals. So I will hold the book up here and see if you can find the 15 animals hidden in here. Let's see. There's 15 animals. Yep, there's 15. Yeah, this is my daughter next to me.
Can you find them all?
Oh, so I'm holding them. See if you can find them.
Yep, see if we can find them.
Oh my goodness, we'll have to have...
Really tricky.
It is
and
really
impossible.
Oh, yeah. So maybe I can have my daughter Gretchen help find them. All right, Gretchen, the 15 animals. You want to point with your finger to tell us where they are?
The one right there.
One.
And there's a monkey and a snake. And there's a gorilla. And giraffe. Elephant. And whatever that is, ostrich.
Ostrich.
A bear.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a gazelle. Yeah, gazelle. Yeah. And hippo and tiger. And lion and crocodile.
Get all of them?
I don't know.
Did you get the elephant on the field in the back?
Elephant?
Way in the back?
Yes, I did.
Oh, you
I
did?
got the elephant, silly mommy.
I think, oh, silly mommy. And you got the tiger in
Yep.
here? Or the leopard there?
Yeah, I got that.
Oh.
And there's a leopard right there.
Oh, I think we got them all. Oh, boy. I'm going to finish the story. Here he goes. He ran around the alleyways. He searched the village square. He even checked a chicken coop. His animals weren't there. Mr. Payne was tuckered out. His heavy chest was heaving. Then Little Red stepped up and said, I think your boat is leaving.
That's so funny, Ma.
He ran off in a fit of rage. His ship was leaving sight. So he jumped into a rowboat and he rowed with all his might.
So guys, don't you see that cat in the back?
Okay. Yep, there's a cat in the back. There's lots of little animals in the story.
Yep, of course. Because
Okay. And from that day, they like to say their lives were free of pain. It was a happy, peaceful place upon that island Maine. And there they are. He sailed off, and now the animals get to live in happy peace and harmony and not have to work at a circus with that man. So that
Why
is
is he
the
leaving?
story. So I hope you enjoyed Circus Ship by Chris Van Dusen. He writes lots of fun books that we've read in class together a couple times. So I will see you guys later and have a great week. Bye.
bye.